Thanks for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. We want to talk about our partners over there at Fantasy Sports Alliance. So for this week only, from Monday to Monday, we want you guys to go to the website and sign up to play, and you get 20% off. So instead of $50, it's only going to be $40 from July 22nd to July 29th. If you want to, you can go straight to PayPal, and you can go to iplayfsa@gmail.com and enter the code EMPTYWAGON in the comment section. That's all you have to do. Give them $40 and you are good to go. If you don't believe me, you can contact Brian himself at fsa-fr.com. You are entitled to everything that you would normally get for the full price. You get custom logos. You get to play in the opportunity to play in bowl games, regional championship matchups, and of course, the big game of as well. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you guys go to fsa-fr.com. And like I said, if you want to sign up for just $40, this is an amazing offer. It's good for 1 week only. Please go ahead, take care of it at PayPal at iplayfsa@gmail.com. My wife put
If we die, we die.
Let's light this firecracker.
Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad. It's Josh. It's Dancing Eric. The E-Train.
Easy.
Ready to do this. Of course, we did the NFC East last week, and news comes out about the NFC East.
Shocking.
Thanks a lot.
Weird.
Why does stuff have to change in the world? Can't keep it consistent, can we? Oh, but we got some news, and we're going to break
why are
down
you like this? Why are you like this?
the Patriots division. We'll just call it the Patriots division, because does that
Fitting.
any other team really matter over there?
No. There's some fantasy relevance in there, but not really. Just a little bit.
Kenyon Drake, maybe?
Just a splash.
It's
a little sprinkle.
LaShawn McCoy?
No. He's probably going to get cut.
Josh Allen?
Frank Gore don't know when he's going to retire.
Frank Gore is immortal. I'm pretty sure he's immortal.
He wasn't
I'm
in
pretty
college.
sure
He blew
him,
out all his knees in college.
Keanu Reeves and Paul Rudd do not age, is just how I feel about Frank Gore.
Do you
He's
guys
in
know
that
who
group.
Jimmy Hart is? The Mouth of the South?
Mm-hmm.
He also has not aged.
Who is that?
Jimmy Hart, he was a wrestling promoter, like a manager.
Oh, okay.
He used to
was
be
like
with Hulk Hogan back in the
for a
day.
while.
And he had this megaphone he would talk out of, and he was really good. But anyway, he doesn't age either. A lot
He
of
was no
people-
Jim Cornette.
Ooh, I know Jim Cornette. I would be down
Which
to
one
do a
had the
wrestling
tennis
podcast.
racket? Was it Jim Cornette that had the racket-like thing? Or was it Jimmy
Yeah.
Hart?
Yeah, it was Jim Cornette, because he also did the devil thing weird for a little while where he painted himself red. He was very strange looking. But
He just did
You
a
guys
lot
know
to
way
get-
more about wrestling than I do.
old school wrestling, I'm all about it.
they're actually having a Raw reunion show on Monday where they're bringing like 40 old school wrestlers
Yeah,
back.
I saw the promo. It had Kurt Angle with the milk.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to watch it.
Because I don't really know if you remember this.
They're not going to wrestle, are they?
No, I don't
Some
think
of them
so.
will.
But like Hulk
Kurt
Hogan
Angle
will be
still
there.
wrestles.
In
Hulk
his
Hogan.
NWO or in his what outfit is he
He's
wearing?
never really went away from Hollywood. He's
Talking
always kept the two-tone
Hulkamania?
beard since then.
Mm-hmm.
I like the yellow Hulkamania, yellow and red. That was the best. With the big boots, the big yellow boots.
What about when he was the what was that superhero he was? When he fought with the one-legged dude?
was like-
Thunderlips? No, that was Rocky.
Captain
sorry.
America. It was
Mr. America?
Mr. America or
Something
something
like
like
that,
that.
yeah.
It was bad, and he was pretending to not be Hulk Hogan.
And he fought with that dude with one leg.
Just shows
Remember?
you.
They were tag team champs or something.
Shows you how the extremes of wrestling will go.
Wasn't
to.
he also a
the
villain?
kid's name that had one leg was named Pogo.
That wouldn't fly today, bud.
Oh, I love wrestling.
So,
Wasn't he also a villain in a Three Ninjas movie?
yes, he was. Not Witch Mountain, Thunder Mountain, I think it was.
Something like that, like the amusement
It was
park
like
one.
the third. It was the third Three Ninjas. Is the one I really didn't watch.
Shout out to Colt, Rocky, and Tum Tum. That's all I have to say about that.
Rocky loves Emily.
That was the first one. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's probably the best one. I don't know. Three Ninjas Kickback's really good too.
The grandpa was the best, though.
Oh, he was with that little lazy eye. He was almost as good as Mr. Miyagi.
Classic dad jokes. Mr. Miyagi knockoff. He was on point.
Yep.
Loved him.
All right, so Eric, how's your week going?
It's hot. It's so hot. Milk was a bad choice.
Those
That's how
deviled
I
eggs,
feel.
how those work out?
They're gone. They were eaten.
What?
Oh yeah, everybody
I
pounded
ate two
those
of
things
them.
down.
And then I went and played Ultimate. Played some Ultimate, bro.
You're so red.
I know. I was
You
right
are.
out there too.
I went home and my wife slapped this weird face mask on me. She's like, just let it marinate for 10 minutes. She doesn't
None
talk
of us
like
put
that.
sunscreen
She'd get
on.
mad if she hears it, but Yeah, so I slapped it on there for 10 minutes, and she's like, "Oh, I think it really helped."
Were you sunburned?
Yeah.
I think we were all like, I don't put sunscreen on, so I know.
Am I sunburned?
You're good. I just stay red.
You're not that bad. You tan.
I stay red.
I do.
It's that beautiful
I used to tan.
Italian in you.
I don't have any Italian in me, though.
Yeah, you do.
Boz keeps saying
Used
that,
to.
but I don't.
You do. Look at that thick hair.
It is thick and
That's salt
lustrous.
and pepper.
It's because I condition every day.
Josh, how's your week going?
That's pretty good. Like he said, it's hot as heck out here.
It is. And then
Like that.
the wife's battery died today on me, right?
Yeah, that's pretty rough,
it's
bud.
not
Twice, right?
So the first time I did, we jumped it, let it run for a while. It was good. Started up just fine. So we go take it to the pool. No big deal. Take it to the pool. Go swimming for a little bit.
Cool off.
Well, then, get some threats of some lightning. So they tell us, the pool's going to be closing. So we're like, all right, we'll leave. Go out, start it. Son of a biscuit.
Been there.
Luckily, we got a friend there. He's like, hey, I'll take you home to get your car, grab your jumper cables, you can jump it. I was like, okay, no problem, because she didn't have jumper cables with her. I was like, okay, no problem.
Like
She dropped off here. Get to the house, realize, I think my keys are my wife's car.
No.
Of course they are.
So I go to call my wife. Hear the phone ring from the other room.
Oh.
Of course.
Do you guys ever have that where your wife doesn't like carrying your phone around?
Yeah.
You pay for these big cell phone bills and the wife just leaves the phone laying around?
I do not wish to comment on this.
Isn't it the most annoying thing?
I do not wish to comment on this.
Yeah.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna pass as well.
I love my wife very much.
Oh, I love my wife too. But some things they do.
Yeah. Or like when I go up on the roof and I ask her to man the ladder and then she walks away. I'm like, what are you doing? I don't want to be up here in the first place. I'm scared. I do not like heights.
I'm scared.
But she leaves me.
You know, strange enough, being on the ladder, on the roof, doesn't really bother me anymore. I've been up there so many times. I go up there every Christmas.
It's just the getting up and getting down.
It's the front flip onto the table that bothers me.
Oh, yeah. WWE stuff. Got it.
And that's full circle, boys.
All right.
Well
All
played.
right, so let's get into some news here. We got
Good
a little bit of news. So I kind of teased it during the opening. So we got some new Zeke news. So there was fear of the Zeke's possible relooking at the suspension, but that might not matter. Because Zeke said he is not going to attend camp.
He could hold out without.
He could hold out. He's not sure. He's given the threats.
Don't do it, Zeke.
So another thing I didn't think of
Do it.
when we were talking about the Melvin Gordon and the Zeke of it all,
Bacardi and cola.
the difference between them and Le'Veon Bell is Le'Veon Bell also didn't get fined for missing camp because he technically was not under contract.
Yep.
They
Yes,
will
correct.
get fined because they are under contract to show up still.
He's still on that rookie deal too. He needs them checks.
So I also found another piece of information, interesting information. He has to show up by August 6th, actually. And if not, he will not get credit for a full season. He has to have 4 full seasons underneath his belt to be an unrestricted free agent.
So is this whole Le'Veon Bell thing we heard last year where we heard he had to do 10 games or play by the 10th game, but then they found out that really wasn't a
Yeah,
thing.
but Lev wasn't on a
and
rookie deal though. There's probably a lot of stipulations with the rookie stuff.
The collective bargaining agreement for the NFL, because the NFLPA's got very little power there.
No kidding.
It's very hard to read.
Any of those things are. Any CBA or
A lot
any
of
salary cap rules, they're tough.
They
They're
are.
just tough.
So there's a lot of rules with that. I don't know. There's probably ways around it where if he doesn't show up this year and he holds out, he could still be an unrestricted free agent because maybe it'd be like the Cowboys didn't pick up his 5th-year option, blah, 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 this, that, the other. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that can go into it. And trust me, the agents that he has hire loads of lawyers to break this down and make sure they know. Because Le'Veon Bell knew what he was doing when he did it.
Sure.
He made sure when people were talking about this stuff, he's like, I think you guys need to go double check what you're talking about.
Discount double check.
This is Melvin Gordon's fault. I blame Melvin Gordon.
No, this is not his fault.
It's his
this
fault.
is the NBA's fault.
That doesn't help that they get
It's
fully
the
guaranteed
NBA's fault
contracts.
because they
and
all
baseball
these-
money.
Look, NFL players and basketball players, they watch both sports. So whenever they see their comrades over there in the other sport, and they're like, dang, these guys got all the power.
Probably
think
should
it's
have
their
played
fault?
basketball there, champ.
They saw Kawhi sit out an entire season for San Antonio because he's like, I just don't feel good. I'm just not feeling it. And he,
So do you think it's
paid.
the basketball or do you think it's the other positions? Because running backs are devalued in the NFL. Of all the positions, they're probably the most not undervalued, but the ones that they think are replaceable.
Well,
So they get paid the least. They carry the ball, they touch the ball the most of any skill position other than the quarterback.
yeah.
And they get paid compared to wide receivers and all this. We're talking about Julio Jones, who has 2 years left on his deal, right, Eric? Getting a
wants
possible
another.
extensions. They're talking about it. And Zeke is going into the last year of his rookie deal.
I think it's a combination of both.
They see the quarterbacks that are getting these ridiculous amount of money. He sees the facts that Dak will probably make more money than him.
Oh,
but he is more important to the offense.
He is.
Zeke, absolutely. They live and die with him.
And the thing is that you can sit there and we can talk about, it's a replaceable position. Ask Tampa. Ask Tampa how replaceable that position is.
Ask Philly how much they want a good running back.
They got 17 of them because they just signed another one.
Yeah, they just re-signed Darren Sproles.
Yeah,
1
for
year.
a year, baby.
So at first I thought it was just
Little
going to be
scat
that.
back.
I thought it was going to be that, like, we'll resigning, the ceremonial thing. Thanks for doing the NFL well. But no, he's on the team. He's playing this year.
Oh, yeah. He'll play.
That is. So let's go. Let's break them down here. Who's the rookie they got?
Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders. Jordan Howard.
Can't block. Can't pass block, Miles Sanders.
Jordan Howard. Can't catch.
Can't catch.
Corey Clement's still there.
Terrible.
Wendell Smallwood's still
Terrible.
there. Darnell Pumphrey's is still there.
Never heard of him.
No, he's not, is he?
Yes, he is.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Hang on.
He
I got
wasn't
their
even-
depth chart right here, bud.
Phil Yates just tweeted out they had 8 people technically on the roster right
Oh
now.
my gosh.
Because
Well, all of them ain't
cuts
making it.
haven't happened yet. So all
Yeah.
the people that were practice squad and all that are technically on the
They
team
ain't
right
all
now.
going to make
Yeah,
it.
they're currently carrying 6 running backs.
Is that counting Sproles?
No, 7 with Sproles. You're right. You're
7 running backs.
right. Boston Scott.
Oh yeah, Boston, good old, who will make the team because he's a special teams wizard.
Yep. Yeah, no, back to your point though. Obviously they see baseball guys making what Bryce Harper get, $330 million for 10 years, fully
Manny
guaranteed.
Machado got $100 million.
Manny Machado getting crazy money. You see guys like,
He's
Mike
almost on his
Trout,
way to
who's
be a
never won a
billionaire.
playoff game, got $400 million.
right? Well, Mike Trout's awesome.
He's almost halfway to be a billionaire.
right?
Yeah.
But then you see guys like,
And like Stu Gott said, Mike Trout could wear a Mike Trout jersey and walk around LA and nobody know who he was.
Oh,
and
no,
he likes that.
No one.
He likes that.
No one has a clue who he
He
is.
plays in LA of Anaheim, but still,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
would nobody know who he was.
But then they're also seeing guys like Kevin Durant, who just blew out his Achilles, get a 4-year, what was it, 161? I mean, he took less to fit Kyrie in, but 160 something.
It
million.
wasn't a max deal. But
It wasn't a Superman or a max deal, yeah. But it was. But then you have like Steph Curry getting 5 years, 200 and something
It's not a
million
max deal
dollars.
right now, but it's got injury stuff. Like if he starts playing games to
Sure.
make it a max deal, they put a lot of clauses in those.
Right. There's a lot of, but that money's the money right there is guaranteed.
And I
And
think-
you've seen quarterbacks fight for this, right? We saw Russell Wilson do it this past season. We've seen Aaron Rodgers die on that hill in
Kirk Cousins.
previous
Got it.
years. He did get it, but Russell Wilson and
Ugh.
Kickers are getting guaranteed
Aaron
money.
Rodgers,
Kickers.
yeah. But they want percentages of the cap like the NBA's get.
Who's the Bears
That's what they
kicker
want.
who got guaranteed money last year?
Robbie Gold? No.
Parkey, right?
Poor Robbie.
Yeah.
He was good.
Parkey, who like lost some games in the playoffs,
Yeah,
was
'cause
guaranteed
he-
money. He got cut, and he's still making $10 million.
And the thing is that we're not even seeing the tip of the iceberg when it comes to these quarterbacks. Guys like Deshaun Watson are coming up. Jared Goff is coming up.
Oh
for
yeah,
an
those guys are going to
extension.
get $40 million a year.
Patrick Mahomes will be for like
He'll be
2
the first
weeks.
$200 million deal.
For like 2
Probably.
You
solid
know how much
weeks.
ketchup they can buy for his steaks?
Oh, so much ketchup.
He puts ketchup on his steaks.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta
I'm not drafting him anymore.
don't trust him. Why
Gotta
aren't you
be
using
Heinz.
A1, dude?
Heinz.
Oh, I love A1.
Heinz 57.
Oh, that 57?
Mm.
They don't know what that is. in
French fried
California.
potatoes.
French fried taters.
So
It's a Jim Buffett song.
Zeke's
Oh, I was
Starter
thinking
in
of sling,
paradise.
I was thinking of Sling Blade, but that's okay.
I sure do like him.
But anyway, so Zeke is gonna possibly hold out. Not a fan of this
So
because it leads to soft tissue injuries because they're not in football shape. And
He's
I don't
fine.
like it.
And Zeke has had issues when we've seen him worried about and not conditioning properly. He's came in where he wears that
Gets a
little
little
crop top.
thick,
Yeah.
thick boy.
In
he'll
the
be
wrong
fine.
places.
He'll be there. I need him in Dynasty. He'll be,
He'll do it for you.
he'll be there for
Yeah.
me.
Okie dokie. Other news. Tyreek Hill not going to be suspended.
So, also relating to my Dynasty team, I can no longer throw Sammy Watkins in the old wide receiver 2 slot. So,
So Tyreek Hill. So when we did wide receiver rankings, none of us really ranked him because we didn't know what was going on. Are we all throwing him up to number 1?
no, I think he's at 4 for me.
So Nuke is 1.
Nuke is still one. I would put him 2.
No, Devontae Adams is 2 for me. And I actually have
Take
Julio.
your biases out.
I'm
Take
putting-
your biases out.
I'm putting Julio above Tyreek Hill. That's it, though.
I put him at
He's still
2.
4.
I'd put him at 2.
He was-
Nuke is still the guy. The guy didn't drop a pass last
Was
year.
he wide receiver 1 last year?
Tyreek Hill finishes 3.
3 behind.
Behind Devontae and DeAndre Hopkins.
And Tyreek Hill played how many games?
He played 16. Devontae only played 15.
All right. I mean, he's still up there. Let's be honest.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I'm not arguing with the man's talent.
Would you
He did
take-
average more points. He was better on a points per game basis though than both of those guys.
Nope.
I'm showing 22 per game.
You and Standard?
No, he's on PPR.
No, I'm in PPR. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Devontae Adams. That's my bad.
Yeah, so
Google me. All
Rip the
right.
dream.
Well, if you drafted early and you got Tyreek Hill, he's going to shoot. The ADP is going to shoot up. He's going to be rising up that ADP faster than anything. And if he doesn't, if you're drafting soon and the ADP hasn't changed yet in whatever system you're using, go and get him.
Yeah, if your draft was last week or earlier than that, which is kind of crazy to me, and you didn't take him or take a flyer on him late, oof, that hurts. Hurts real bad.
he was cleared.
He is right now ADP. He's the 16th wide receiver off the board.
That's gonna
ADP of
change.
38.
What a value.
Behind Julian Edelman, Stephon Diggs, and AJ Green. Right
They're
above Brandon Cooks.
they're talking about even getting ready to extend him now, which means Tyreek Hill's about to get paid. But I gotta believe there's going to be clauses in there in his contract that they'll be able to get out of this thing if they need to.
And he's still being monitored by the whatever county,
Well, even if you're
child
stuck-
services and the local authorities too.
So
if there's anything else that comes
Even in
up,
the
so.
NFL, even if your contract's guaranteed, Big Ben came into this with his motorcycle accident back in his rookie deal. He almost lost his thing because if you do stuff that negatively impacts the NFL's image, they can get you with player misconduct stuff, which can actually void your contract.
Yeah.
They have a lot of stipulations in there that guaranteed money is still, you still got to act right. You still
Well,
don't get it.
yeah.
That's stupid.
Lenny just got his guaranteed money. Leonard Fournette, you got his guaranteed money voided, remember?
Yep. Because of suspensions.
Yep.
Yep.
So, yeah,
It's
I mean, take it for what you want. He's still a great player. If you want to draft him, go for it. I mean, it's not going to hurt your team.
He will win you weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Especially
he's got Patrick Mahomes. If he's got Mahomes who can air it out, and Tyreek Hill is probably one of the best deep ball tracking players and catching players out there with his speed and his ability to find the ball in the air.
and if you did draft already and you got him as the average 16th wide receiver off the board, you just got yourself a new number one, bud.
Yeah.
So, did you
Congratulations.
guys see where Patrick Mahomes threw the football out of the stadium?
Yep, saw that.
I mean,
Can you do it?
no, but let's be honest. Do I care?
I care.
I mean, OBJ,
Odell Beckham just threw it the whole length of the field.
yeah,
That's the length of the field. It's not out of the stadium.
but he was standing in like the end zone.
He's standing at the end zone and he just threw it over the stands and it dropped like right behind the stands.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's still pretty
Let
impressive.
me see
It was,
someone
no,
else
it was
do it.
great.
Let me see
But-
someone else do it.
Like Dan Lebitard said, I'm surprised we didn't watch the ball roll all the way down the road and everything because people want football so bad in the offseason.
True.
So Philip Lindsay's good to go.
He says he is.
Says he is, and then Emmanuel Sanders is not good to go. He's not a full go, but they said that he should be in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Are we worried about Hollywood Brown's non-football injury?
We're not surprised.
list-
I'm not
listing?
surprised he's hurt.
I knew this was going to happen. We said he's probably going to start the season on the pup as it is, and he's on the Ravens.
Yeah, it's
Like
real
a-
sad.
So who cares?
Like in Dynasty, if you took him, you're stashing him anyway. You're not planning on starting him.
Sure.
LaShawn McCoy's roster's not guaranteed. Did we say that already?
Yep. We talked about LaShawn McCoy possibly losing his roster spot. The Titans plan to ride Derrick Henry this year. Do you care?
If he's my number 2,
Yeah.
maybe if
Okay,
if I have to go receiver early, yeah,
I know
that's fine.
Derrick Henry's been in the league for what is it, like 4 years now, 5 years?
Yeah, it's been about that.
And Bama running backs.
This is the last year of his contract.
Yeah, so he is. We saw flashes. If they give him the
when
ball,
they feed him, yeah.
when they give him the ball 17 or more times, their winning percentage is way better than when they give him less than 17 times.
Well, yeah, because it
So
stops Mariota from throwing the ball to the other team because he can't feel it.
Can't feel his fingertips yet.
Right. Feel the ball,
So
throw it.
wide receiver Justin Watson. You guys know who this is?
Negative.
From Tampa Bay.
Okay.
He's watching tape on Larry Fitzgerald to prepare him to play in the slot.
That's smart.
He was drafted in the 5th round, 2018. I don't know what's going on with this. If Chris Godwin's probably got that slot role right now, but if anything happens in the offseason with Chris Godwin, is this a guy you guys can keep on your radar, keep an eye out for?
He was a 5th round pick? Probably not.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
Bruce
not-
Arians' offense, though. I mean, if Bruce Arians wants to put you in the slot, which he focuses with his offense a lot, Just something to look at. Maybe deeper plays, maybe dynasty, holds.
I mean, he is showing fourth on the depth chart, but
Biggest problem with that offense is Jameis Winston. So
Heard he got his eyes rechecked.
I hope so.
we'll see what happens.
I'm going blind, and my left eye is much worse than my right eye.
It's probably the heat.
Probably get that checked out, bud.
I noticed that. I was laying down and I looked at the calendar for my bed and I was like, I can't read that. So I opened my other and I was like, oh crap, my right eye's perfect.
You're red eye dominant.
My left eye is jacked
So,
up.
Eric, you brought up the Gronk news yet? Last little bit of news before we go.
40% chance of coming back, baby.
Boom,
We get to
Gronk
watch
time,
that
baby.
big, dumb animal just run down the field, galloping like a horse. I can't wait. I hope he comes back. Not only that, because he could win another Super Bowl.
If you were drafting today, would you take Gronk at the end of your draft as one of your last?
At the end?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
sure,
let's say
why
you
not?
don't have to pick up a kicker or defense right now, and would you just stash him until the season starts, see what happens?
Yeah.
And
why
drop
not?
him for a kicker or defense for a season started?
Yeah, because if he comes out and he's okay, say you get a decent, say you get one of those top five tight ends,
Even if
and
you
you
don't.
and you stash him and he's popping off. He comes back and what do they say? He's like 15 pounds lighter right now. He's in good shape. He's ready to go. The Patriots, they take the cover off once in a while. He has some big games. He's good trade bait.
What
So,
about you,
yeah, why
Josh?
not?
Would you stash him?
Yeah, I'll stash him.
I mean, even in, like, let's say our dynasty team right now where we have 4 bench spots we got to drop before the season starts, would you hold him in one of those spots and just drop him if he doesn't come back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what are you to lose, right?
If you
Yeah, the upside's huge.
if you have I mean,
Because I think our biggest knock on him was his draft price every year was a second round pick,
God.
which was ridiculous because when he's healthy and when he's on, he lives up to that. But the thing was that happened like twice.
Yeah.
he hasn't been worth that in years. So
No, not a two.
But
Not
if
a
you
two.
can get him at the end where
What?
it's better than I had a burp, I was trying to hold it.
Oh.
It's better than Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah.
I mean, but
You're
even
right.
the guy in our draft last year who took him in our redraft league, he said, "I'm gonna regret this," and
Yeah.
he did.
Everybody regrets
And he
it.
took
Where
him in
did
the
he
second.
take
He
him?
took him in the second round.
Well, yeah.
Because that's his ADP.
Don't be dumb.
That was his ADP though. If you wanted to get,
If you want to get him, you got to grab him there because he ain't going to be there when you come back because somebody else in the league is probably
Yeah,
going to grab
but
him.
you should know better. But
And if somebody doesn't grab him there,
you wag your finger at him.
But even
No,
in the-
sir.
like,
you should
what-
know better.
what was a good draft price for him last year? Like 7th round? He wasn't falling to the 7th.
No,
no,
you wouldn't have even touched him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he wouldn't have. He wasn't.
no,
gonna
he's
fall
still
that
going to
far.
go around with Kelsey and Ertz and all those other
Because
guys.
as much as we say we wouldn't take him, if he's sitting there at the 6th, you're like, oh,
oh, in the 6th round, that's nice. That's
you would think about it, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Because what he lived up to maybe a 7th round pick last year.
if I've
Maybe.
got two decent running backs and a good wide receiver at that point, yeah, I'd absolutely think about it in the 6th round.
All right. If there's no other news you guys want to talk about, Ian and Josh,
Let's get into this. Let's get in this
Eric.
division, dude. I'm ready.
Darius Geis is playing down his
All right,
injury.
so we're
He's
gonna
always
do
hurt.
we're gonna do the Patriots last, and you all have to listen to hear the Patriots. You got to wait because we're gonna do them last.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Okay, that's a tease. We're gonna start with
You're a T.
nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, the Berman reference. I love it. Good
Hmm.
times.
So we got Josh Allen coming into the second year.
Ooh,
Strong arm, right?
He can sling it.
And they added some weapons for him.
he's a solid QB2.
Matchup dependent. You could start him. He's got legs.
Yeah, he's
And we
a-
saw him jumping over. Who was the Vikings linebacker? He was
Anthony
hurdling
Barr?
him. Yeah, Anthony Barr. He hurdled Anthony Barr last year.
Yeah. He can run. And that adds value for fantasy stuff. He finished 20th last year, so he's a low end QB2, which is pretty nice
And
because
it
you
was
can
a
get
really
him
bad
usually
offense
cheap.
last year. They had a lot of
they were-
problems. He had no weapons to throw to. He literally
They were
nobody.
rough.
They tried to bring Jordan Matthews back last year from the dead.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So
Yeah.
they got smoke, right? They added smoke.
Yeah, so they got a deep threat now, like a consistent deep threat.
Yeah. And then
Like a
I,
guy that can go deep and catch a ball. Like that's
I talked
they really
up
didn't
one of
have
their wide
They got
receivers.
the Beasles too.
Oh yeah, Zay
Cole
Jones.
Beasley.
I like Zay Jones.
Zay Jones. Now I actually do like Zay Jones.
Yeah.
But let's not forget. Let's not forget about Mr. Robert Foster, who was actually a really good wide receiver too there towards the end of the season. We've talked about him in a previous episode, but Robert Foster, nice little piece there.
so. The thing I think the biggest problem with Zay Jones was I don't think me and you talked about this last year, Josh. He had those off-season incidents, and I think he just wasn't ready to be a focal point of an offense going into camp.
Yeah,
he had the whole issue with jumping through the window and getting admitted. And it was a lot. I mean, it's a lot in your mind. These are still people. Like, we treat them like machines, like, produce the numbers, blah, blah, blah. Put you in this situation. You should be perfect. No, they're humans. When stuff doesn't go right, we saw it with Zeke. When he was going through his troubles, they don't play the same. They have other stuff on their mind.
Sure.
Tiger's doing it right now. He said golf's not the only thing in his life anymore.
Oh, Tiger.
Just give it up.
You were the one.
He won the Masters.
Who cares?
Masters. I love it.
El Tigre. It makes me feel young again.
Tigre.
Okay, so Robert Foster is all these wide receivers are really low ADPs. Robert Foster is the highest at 170.
Oh, wow.
John Brown, 178, 185.
Where's Zay going?
He is not going to 191.
I think that's
And-
good value there.
And for
I like
me,
that.
I like Robert Foster the most personally. Just
So
the
does
way,
everybody because his ADP is higher.
just the way that he finished the year, though.
Yeah.
He really does have potential to be a wide receiver too. I know that sounds crazy, but when you look at his numbers, the last 6 games of the year, he was like I think he was as high as like 15, which is great for a guy that you're going to get at 170. You said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the end of your draft.
yeah,
Last couple of rounds. Like, people are taking kickers and defenses, you're filling up the position.
I can live with that.
I mean, Zay Jones finished much, much higher than he did.
But
Just
Robert
saying.
Foster, what he's saying is Robert Foster didn't come on until the very end of the year, though.
Yep.
Right.
So, and you got to look into that. Also, I think John Brown, I don't think he's going to be a guy you want to start every week. But once bye weeks kick up, if they have some plus matchups during those bye weeks, I think
Sure.
he's very usable there. Granted, you're counting on 2 for 70 and a touchdown.
but
He's
that's
not going to be a
doable.
PPR guy, but
No.
you want those bombs from him. And I think he's in a better offense for the bombs than he was last year. Where was he last year? Was he in Baltimore?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
because we remember that
Because exactly.
smoke, smoke dog.
Alrighty.
How do you think the additions of Frank Gore and TJ Yeldon are going to help out?
Do you want any of these running backs? Does anybody want any of these running backs? Okay, good. Glad we talked about that.
Where'd Gore finish last year?
Where did Gore finish?
Devin Singletary?
Who cares?
You want Devin
Who
Singletary?
cares?
No,
In
I do
Dynasty?
Not, I do not wish to have Devin Singletary.
In Dynasty.
Okay, in Dynasty. Frank Gore finished 46th, sir.
So Frank
Yeah.
Gore is a plotter, and I think when it gets cold up, could they use him a little bit? Yeah. Can he pass protect? Which might be the biggest plus to him.
That
there.
should help.
With the rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a veteran presence in the huddle when you got the young quarterback. Right? I mean,
And in the locker room, which is
Yeah.
important.
we make these jokes, but
'Cause
you
they are
need a
pretty
guy in the
young
huddle.
all
Like,
around.
when they're doing those, late drives and, Josh Allen might be a little flustered because, let's be honest, for one, it's probably going to be like negative 20 with the wind whipping off the, Niagara up there in Buffalo. Okay. I don't think I performed that well either. You need Frank
Beautiful
Gore coming
city.
out like, hey,
Love
look.
it.
I think they're just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. And I don't want any part
They
of
were a
it.
playoff team
The Buffalo Bills?
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
They're 2 years removed from the playoffs, but that's not
That was with
long.
Tyrod.
Okay, but they're building some young pieces here.
Yeah,
They are.
At least it looks like they have a plan now. So you got your quarterback, ideally.
They
And then
remind
you
me-
get Gore for your first 2 downs, and you've got Yeldon as your 3rd down pass catching back. So at least that makes sense on paper.
They remind me of those middling NBA teams that aren't winning the lottery and aren't getting the studs, and they're trying to put something together to make the playoffs.
The 8 seeds.
They're trying to
don't go
get
anywhere.
they're trying to get a playoff spot. They're trying to just make some a little bit of magic. They have a decent defense.
Sure.
You get some decent offensive play there. Meh.
And they have money to spend. They can. I mean, they're going to have to pay a premium for free agents, but they'll do it. I think they'll do
I
it.
don't want any of these guys, especially with LaShawn McCoy's there. I don't want him.
I don't think
But
he's
if
going to
it's
make
the-
the team, but
His ADP is 97. If he's there in the 10th round, I'm probably going to take a flyer on LaShawn McCoy in the 10th round if he's still rostered. If he's still on the Bills, it's the 10th round. What are you drafting in the 10th round?
I'm probably taking a QB in the 10th.
That's all I'm saying. Like, if you don't have a need anywhere, or if you don't like the quarterbacks that are there,
That's what I thought last year, and I was like, oh,
because
third,
the third
round
round,
for
we're
Sean
talking,
McCoy? Oh,
we're
that's a
thinking
sweet
third
deal.
round. There's a lot of difference between 3rd and 10th here.
No, I agree. Yeah, you're not losing that much in the 10th round.
No, you're not. You could get somebody in the 11th. It's not a big.
I don't think that they know what direction they're really going with the
The
running back
guys that are
position.
going with him, Russell Wilson going right before him, Marvin Jones, Corey Davis, D.D. Westbrook, so Cam Newton if you want your quarterback, Marquez Valdez Scantling,
Oh,
Jalen Samuels,
We
Cortland
like him.
Sutton, DK Metcalf.
I would much rather have MVS or Corey Davis than Frank Gore or LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you want another running back,
Yeah.
because you want to build a stable of running backs,
Yeah, no. Which you do. You always want to have more running backs. It can never hurt to have
and maybe
more running
the
backs.
addition of Frank Gore lights a fire in LaShawn McCoy.
Maybe.
I think he gets cut.
Maybe.
I don't think he'll be there.
And if it happens, it happens. Tight end play. Any tight ends you care about there in Buffalo?
No. Let's go on to the next position.
Lee Smith,
No,
sir.
You can move along.
Oh.
Josh Allen is about your only guy worth drafting.
Buffalo
on this
Bills
team.
defense. Matchup dependent
Maybe
play.
Zay Jones.
Absolutely matchup dependent play.
Yeah, they're playing the Dolphins. Fire them up.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and they got 2 games against the Dolphins.
Get you some Zay Jones at 191.
If they're
that's
playing,
his ADP.
if they're playing the Jets, I'd be fine with that too.
Yeah, they got some good plays, especially when it's cold up in Buffalo. It's hard to throw a ball when it's that cold. Alrighty,
That's why he deflated a little bit.
moving on to said Dolphins. Has there ever been a dumpster fire like the Miami Dolphins? Who's going to be the starting
The
quarterback?
Cleveland
week 1?
Browns.
Who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins week 1?
Who they
Well,
paying?
It ain't gonna be Ryan Tannehill. We know that. I think it's gonna be Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick
There's
or
no
Josh
way it's
Rosen?
gonna. No, Josh Rosen sucks. No.
I think Fitzmagic probably gets the starting gig early, but if they're not winning or he's
Turning the ball over like he's been known to do when he is
like
the
throwing
named
for
starter.
four touchdowns in one game and then the next game he throws 4 picks, yeah, I could see Rosen
He was
playing in the middle
tied
of the
for 4th in points per game. Give him the damn ball.
So what are we going to do? What are we going to do when Miami gets the number 1 pick and takes Tua next year and poor Josh Rosen
Gets traded again?
watches another quarterback get drafted number 1 in front of him?
Poor Josh Rosen, my ass. He's a jerk, and I don't really care if the guy's career
I
ends
see a
up.
jerk. He was so classy
He's
about
a-
the trade,
He
man.
was a dick in UCLA. He's a
How
dick
do
in
you know
Arizona.
this?
Because I watch college
He's
football.
heard the interviews.
What?
He heard the interviews, like where he said,
Yeah, the dude's a dick.
I like it when you're drafted.
And then he cried his way out of Arizona. Forget him.
He didn't cry his way
I
out.
don't think he cried his way out.
They got a
of
second
Arizona.
round pick for him
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
because
bum.
they didn't want to.
I think you see Fitzmagic play the first couple of games. When's their bye week? Does anybody know?
no, not
Hey, what did Bill Parcells always say about quarterbacks? If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks.
You don't have a quarterback, yes.
He's got Fitzmagic. And Fitzmagic don't care.
No, Fitzmagic. So I think Josh Rosen will be the starter because Fitzmagic will get the starting job because everywhere Fitzmagic goes, if he's not the starter gets hurt. That is his magical power.
Or suspended,
Yeah.
That's true.
like with Jameis this past. Yeah.
Yeah. So who do you like around these two guys?
So Josh Rosen has the higher ADP, but they're both
God, no.
no ADP. They're 2 quarterback league quarterbacks.
Yeah.
When you look at ADP.
Neither one of them are great, but I would much rather take a guy who I know has top 5 upside as opposed
But
to Josh
also
Rosen.
bottom 37 upside.
Oh, yeah.
He'll lose you. He can get negative
Yeah,
points.
I'm not going to go out there and draft him as my QB1.
You remember when he threw for 500 yards?
Yeah.
And threw 4 interceptions?
Yeah.
They didn't score a touchdown, and he threw for 500 yards.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think he's like the only
points.
QB to ever do that, too.
That's the only team to ever do that.
Oh,
Well, you know,
there you go.
he tries. No, but they're not going to be anybody's QB1, but they're going to be gap filler guys, QB2s in a QB2 league, or even, a bye week fill in. And I like Fitzmagic much more than I like Rosen.
I mean, at least with Fitzmagic, you can play him in a good matchup.
If
But
it's a high scoring matchup, if they're playing another team that scored, if they're playing Arizona, I don't know if they play Arizona this year, but hopefully they do because
That'd
I
be
think
nice.
that could be a plus matchup.
okay.
But Rosen's still an unproven. At least you know what you're getting with Fitzmagic, even if it's top 5 ceiling and bottom of the barrel floor.
Okay, so if you guys think that Fitzmagic can do that, he has to throw the ball to somebody. Who's he throwing the ball to there, wide receiver wise? Because
got
if
Parker, man.
you say he's possible starter,
And I know everyone has probably said this at some point. Like, I think this is the year for Devontae Parker.
fire up Gloria Stefan, the Miami hype machine.
Rhythm is gonna
I
get you.
I like Devontae Parker this year. I'm sorry. I think now with Adam Gase being gone,
And not playing him for non-injury reasons.
yeah,
Who's their coach?
I think we're going to see Kenyon Drake and Devontae Parker play very well.
Yeah.
Who's
I know-
their coach?
I know that's crazy, but
Who their coach is?
what?
Who's their coach?
Don't say that to me. It's New England's defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah, because defensive coordinators are so. Look at
No.
Look at who's the former New England Patriots quarterback in charge of the Detroit Lions, and they have no offense yet again.
Is it Mike Flores?
I don't know. Could be.
Brian Flores is
Brian
the head
Flores.
coach.
Brian Flores.
DCs usually have terrible offensive teams
He
when they
went,
take over head coaching roles.
but smart
Sometimes.
guys.
A lot of the time. Todd Bowles, terrible in Arizona.
Okay.
Matt Patricia, terrible in Detroit.
Yeah.
Brian Flores, probably terrible in Miami.
Yeah, but we've also seen offensive coordinators that are supposed to make great offensive teams, like Brian Billick, and he won a Super Bowl.
He had the defense in place
But that's
already.
what I'm saying. Like, his
yeah.
offense was terrible.
Well, that you can say that if you
Miami
want
doesn't
to.
have a good defense.
You can say if you want to, but he brought New England's wide receiver coach to be his offensive coordinator.
Like, he knows he's not going to run the offense. He hired somebody to run his offense.
Yeah, and he had a Chad O'Shea who was a wide receiver coach for the New England Patriots, which I don't know if you've paid attention to their wide receivers. They're no one, yet they still perform very well.
Julian Edelman's someone. How
No,
dare you?
Okay,
I'm kidding.
name me another
Hold up.
one. Name me
Their
two
assistant
more
head
New
coach
England wide
is Jim
receivers.
Caldwell. Whoa.
he-
Peyton Manning.
He's
right?
a statue. That man doesn't blink.
Jim Caldwell also had to take a leave of absence right now.
Oh, did he? Well, he's still on their coaching staff right now.
Yeah, he did, but he had to take a leave of
He
absence for
was
health issues.
awful as a head coach.
He wasn't
He's
that bad.
He's still technically on the staff.
He wasn't that bad.
He's pretty bad.
I got the staff up
He had
right
Peyton
there.
Okay,
carrying him for a while.
so who do you guys think, wide receiver wise, or even we'll go tight end too? Who do you like?
Who do I like wide receiver wise?
Do you like any of them?
So the ADP is so low on all of them that they're all flyers. You're talking about 152 for Devontae Parker. Kenny Stills is 161, who showed some flashes last year with very bad quarterback play. Albert Wilson, I really don't want him. He might be okay in PPR just because he might be that short yardage guy, maybe. But still, even then, it's like, ugh.
I don't really like anybody in their passing game.
If
Bryce Butler.
if Fitzpatrick is the quarterback,
I know
you
Cowboys
want-
fans remember Bryce Butler.
Yeah.
I don't want to
if-
talk about it.
If Fitzpatrick's the quarterback, Kenny Stills is the guy that you want.
I think Devontae Parker. Him and Devontae Parker
Yeah.
have looked good together in camp.
And I'm
I
okay
know
with it
it's
too.
camp. I know it's nothing. It doesn't matter. But
But this could really be the Kenyon Drake, Devontae Parker year where they both have the opportunity to actually show what they can do.
the one thing about if Ryan Fitzpatrick is the quarterback, the wide receivers will be better, the tight ends will be worse. It's factual. That's just the way he does it. That's the way he plays. He's a gunslinger. He has a gunslinger mentality. He went to Harvard. He's smarter than you. He's going to throw the ball down there, and he'll tell you some math equations in the press conference to make it funny.
And he'll talk about Pythagorean theorem
What-
when he throws 4 picks.
Which we're not really that worried anyway because Mike Gesicki, he didn't look great last year.
He's a Penn State alum.
That's fine. You can be from wherever you want to be, but I'm telling you, he didn't look great last year, and I think he's going to need another year under his belt. Doesn't help with the offense changing again.
If Josh Rosen's there, though, I think him and Gesicki could do well together because younger quarterbacks like the shorter routes, and he might be the short routes guy.
Security blanket, yeah, absolutely. Well, we can see, but none of these guys are going to be someone that you want. I like taking a stab at Stills and Parker, and then really Drake is the only guy. And if you can get Balaj late,
What about Martin Walcott?
Mark Walton?
Yeah,
No, he's been arrested a bajillion times. No thanks.
he's on the roster right now.
Yep.
Kenneth Farrell,
Durham Smythe is also on the roster right now. You want him?
Chandler Cox.
Preston Williams? Chandler Cox was a split back at Auburn, so you do want him.
So
Miles Gaskin.
I just want to bring something up. Since the Patriots throw running backs away like they're garbage
Yes.
whenever they see fit, you don't think this will be a running back by committee at all with Balaj and Drake? Because I do.
It could be. So the biggest knock with Adam Gase was last year was he didn't let Kenyon Drake run the ball a lot, right? Like
Gase
one
doesn't
game
let
he had the
anybody
Mighty
do
Miracle, and that
anything
was the
well.
only reason he was good. He had a terrible game last year, and the Mighty Miracle made it an okay fantasy game because he's the one that ended up in the end zone with the football, so he got all those yards. The problem with Kenyon Drake was they were worried that he couldn't get a couple yards on first down. If he is a defensive-minded coach who wants to play very conservative and does not want to
schedule.
yes, we could see Kenyon Drake. The problem is that Kalen Balaj isn't really that either. He's not a straight-ahead runner.
No. Neither of them are.
He's a scat back in a power back body. Kalen Balaj is.
So,
He's a freak athlete that's huge.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of the Bill Belichick coaching tree there, and I don't know. Nobody does what they do well outside of New England. So,
Josh McDaniels won a playoff game with Tim Tebow.
I don't want to hear it. The history says that these guys are not going to be
I agree.
great. And I think they'll.
But
I think
fantasy wise, I still like Kenny Drake. I'll ride the Drake train all day.
you like them. You take them. I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm taking that for
I'll
sure.
pass.
You guys want to move on to Jets? Jets.
That stupid fireman.
Why didn't you want to get in
I
it?
love him.
Is he a real fireman?
Yes,
I want to call.
he is.
He
He's
is.
a
Okay.
real fireman for the.
I apologize.
Yeah, you're-
I think he may
you're
be-
the
are-
jerk.
I think he may be retired, but he was a real
All right,
fireman.
you're an
You're
American
the
hero,
jerk.
but you're a
'Cause I
jerk
think he-
at Jets games. That's
I think
I'll say
Dirk-
that, but you're an American hero.
Because he quit going to Jets games because they were so bad for a while.
That's fair.
No, he said, "I will not go back until they put a product on the field that I will
Savior
watch."
Sam though, is he back? Do we know? Was he back? I didn't watch a lot of Jets games last year.
Sam
Let's be
Darnold?
real. No. Is the fireman back?
Yeah, he was back last
He
year.
was back for Savior Sam. Okay,
He was
good
back
for
last
you.
year.
Glad you were a firefighter, American hero.
Do you guys
Don't be rude.
remember?
I think
Jets
when they
games.
have Monday Night Football games, they kind of ask him to come over. I mean, come on, we need.
It's a good. Well, ESPN's going to do that because they need the ratings.
Yeah.
So they get killed.
So Jets wise,
Sam
Darnold.
Wah, wah.
Of the quarterbacks we've talked about so far,
Where
do you want Josh Allen or
last year?
oh, not good?
Sam Darnold finished 34th. He played 13 games, but he only had 13 points per game anyway, so he wasn't really going to do you any good. Josh Allen finished 19th, and he had 17.3 points per game, which isn't bad.
But he had some better games in there, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Sam Darnold didn't he start the season with like a 3-pick game or something too?
Sam Darnold started out very poorly, but that's,
Trevor Siemian there backing him up.
yeah, it's not good. Well, Sam Darnold has Davis Webb backing him up, so that's probably
No, Sam Darnold's got Trevor Siemian on the team too.
Yeah, but it doesn't count. No one wants Sam Darnold. Josh Allen could be fun, and he could take another step this next year. He's good because of his legs, but I'm not going to grab any of these guys to start. I'm not going to grab a quarterback from this division to start.
That's true. Yeah.
No one from the division.
I know you're trying to say Tom Brady.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
you're
Tom's
trying to say
terrific.
that.
He's fallen off. But
All right, what about the reports about Robbie Anderson? Adam Gay saying Robbie Anderson can run more routes than he has and has a better route tree than.
I don't believe anything Adam Gase says
Okay.
ever.
I think Robbie Anderson has the potential to be a really good wide receiver in this league, which is why Adam Gase won't use him.
But
The Patriots will get him in a year, and they will make him into the greatest thing you've ever seen.
so the thing about Robbie Anderson, the thing
Fair.
that's made him great forever is that he's got big play potential, right?
Yeah.
Jamison Crowder, we know what Jamison Crowder is.
Is he gonna play the slot for them?
I
Or is-
believe so.
Is Anunwa an outside guy?
Another one was a converted tight end.
He plays the tight end role a lot. Well, actually, Chris Herndon took a pretty big step last
He
year.
did. So that's why I think Quincy Enunwa is falling down a lot, and I think it's going to be really a detriment because he's not a really fast guy. His good season was because of injuries. Because that's back when Brandon Marshall was there and all that other stuff, and all their wide receivers
All right.
just could not play anymore.
So the big question of the day.
Well, Chris Herndon is going to be suspended. Sorry, excuse me. He's going to be suspended for the first 4 games.
Yes. For substance abuse?
Yes. Or he had a DUI. So
Well, no, sorry.
Get a driver.
That's good
Just
news.
get a driver.
that's good news for Quincy. No, you need a fall guy.
You what?
That too.
You need a fall guy.
You just need a driver. Just pay somebody to drive you around.
Brad,
Nah,
tell me you need a fall guy, Brad.
Oh,
Brad, tell
Chris
me.
Carter taught me anything in life. You need a fall guy.
You need a fall guy.
It's getting hot in here, though.
It is
And it ain't
good.
because of the Jets. So, Le'Veon Bell, right? Le'Veon Bell.
he's the
ADP of
question
10.
the day. Ooh, don't like that.
ADP of 10? You really don't? If you're in the back end of the draft, take Le'Veon Bell and you snatch him up with another running back?
You have to.
Is James Conner there?
Who's
Is
after-
James Conner there?
If James Connor's there, I'd much rather have
I'd rather
Connor.
have Conner.
Okay, Le'Veon Bell is 10 and James Conner's 13.
No, I want Connor. Who else is over there?
Let's say this, though. Let's say for some reason you're at the bookend. You're at the bookend where you can get both of them.
Then I'll take both of them.
Could I get Dalvin Cook and James Conner at the bookend?
Maybe. Yeah, no, you
I
could.
would probably rather have that.
But what I'm getting at is, so the little group here is Le'Veon Bell at 10, Joe Mixon at 12, James Conner at 13, Dalvin Cook at 16. And then Gurley's falling all the way down to 17.
Oh, what?
Yeah. And Damian Williams has jumped all the way up to 18. I
Ew.
love Nick Chubb.
That's
So what I'm
gross.
getting at is you could take somebody like Le'Veon Bell. If you want to, you have to be prepared, though.
For the bad season
Yes.
and the soft tissue injuries.
For the bad offensive line. This will be the worst offensive line he's ever played behind.
I think I'd rather have like Connor and Juju, or
Ooh, I like that.
I would rather double up on the Pittsburgh
That's
guys.
spicy.
Or maybe even,
But
Connor and Gurley?
let's look at
That'd be
Le'Veon
nasty.
Bell. If he catches balls like he did before in PPR, if he catches balls like he has in his prior seasons where he's played
All of them balls.
Which they probably will
85
because
and 75 in the last 2 seasons, then he had one down year, but that's only because he played 6 games of 24 catches in 6 games from your running back. And then the year before he had 83 catches with Sam Darnold. Did we see what Eli did last year? He dumped the ball off. What
With
are they going to do with
Saquon.
Sam Darnold?
Look,
and they're probably going to be behind a lot. So they are going to throw more.
the problem is Adam Gase is the coach.
Yep.
We can sit there and say that talent will prevail, but Adam Gase is a friggin' moron. He's a horrible head coach.
You are drafting him solely on what he's done and the talent of
in
it.
a different system.
Yeah.
But all I'm getting at is we know he can catch the ball. We know he has the ability to catch the ball. And with a young quarterback, with that safety blanket, with no Chris Herndon there to run the short routes, he will be your short route receiver.
I mean, they can put him out at the slot too. If
They can
want.
move him around. They can do a lot of things with him. And
But will Gase
will Gase do that?
do that?
I think he will have to, because I think there'll be pressure on from the new GM, even though they didn't sign Le'Veon Bell, and the owner, because he's spending all his money on Le'Veon Bell, to use Le'Veon Bell.
That's fair.
I had a chocolate raven there. Had to take a breath out.
I think we talked about this on the Boom or Bust or whatever that show was called.
All I'm saying is if you take him, you have to go in fully on the 3 running back strategy first 2 picks.
Yes.
Build
Yeah.
yourself
You
a
have to
safety
have
net.
coverage. Yeah. You have to have overlap.
But you could
insurance,
do that,
sorry.
and this could be like Todd Gurley from 2 years ago, where he was a 2nd-round pick, and he won leagues
Yeah.
because he has the ability to win leagues.
He could be
with
that
his
guy.
pass catching ability.
But the floor is
In
much
PPR.
lower than a Dalvin. Well, not a Dalvin. A James Conner. Who else is going there?
Is it though?
I think so.
Is it lower than a Nick Chubb? Barring injury, I know soft tissue is what you got worried about in your head.
No. Chubb is probably
Because Chubb
I would
doesn't have
in
the pass
PPR.
catching
I would
ability.
I would probably have rather have Bell than Chubb.
Yeah.
But
And they're going to be down. So, like you said, they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. And I think their offensive line isn't good enough. And we saw this from the Giants last year, who had a poor offensive line, that you got to get rid of the ball fast. And Saquon thrived in that. And I think Le'Veon Bell can thrive in that situation. It's hot. He wants to move on to the Patriots. We beat this dead horse into
So-
the ground.
who do you guys like from this team?
The kicker.
The kicker.
I like Le'Veon Bell.
Sure.
I think that Adam Gase will like him so much, just like he did Jay Ajayi, that he'll probably trade him.
And Kenyon Drake.
Well, all I'm getting at.
No. I understand what you're saying. You have to take a risk on Le'Veon
Yeah,
Bell.
if he's there at 11 and 12, I'm in the bookend, and I know I can pair him with another really great running back that I'm 100% sure on.
Oh yeah,
If I compare him and Joe Mixon, oh my God.
if you're at 12 and you can get him and a James Conner or him and a Joe Mixon, I think you take that risk, because if you're a smart drafter anyway, in your 3rd or 4th round, probably you're going to go after another
And then in
running
the
back.
10th
anyway.
round, you can take LaShawn McCoy. All right, moving on to the Patriots, the probably most fantasy relevant team in this division.
Oh yeah,
They'll definitely be in the playoffs, and they'll probably be fighting for a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
So where do you guys want to start
some
with?
way.
Do you guys want to start with tight ends? We already said Gronk's not there. A 40% chance. Probably not going to be there.
do you like Benjamin Watson?
He's
I like him
old.
as much as I like Jay Witten. Not at all for
Okay,
fantasy.
do you like Matt Lacoste?
I don't know
Ryan?
who that is.
Benjamin Watson is suspended for the first couple of games because he was straight up. He was straight up honest about it. It's like, I was using stuff because I was retired. So you can't even use him. So don't. Even, what about Austin Safarian Jenkins though? His ADP is 893.
They
I'm
cut
not
him.
even showing
They
him
cut
on
him?
the depth chart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not there
Okay.
anymore. He's cut.
All right, Fantasy Daddy still has him on the thing.
Yeah, it's
cut him?
it's Benjamin Watson, Matt Lacoste, and Ryan Izzo.
Okay.
Matt Lacoste, the former Bronco. Believe me, you don't want that. And Benjamin Watson, he has a little bit of potential later on in the season, but none of these guys are Gronk.
All right, let's go to wide receivers. Because
Okay.
there's a lot of question marks with the wide receivers.
I like this.
With the Josh Gordon. Because is he going to, is he not? He's doing not secret workouts, but he's doing private workouts with Tom Brady. So he'll be ready with the offense.
Eric likes N'Keal Harry.
Okay.
That's-
N'Keal Harry. ADP of 102.
He gets Brady. Brady's good at throwing the ball.
Brady
in tight
has
windows.
never used a first-round pick wide receiver, well, other than Randy Moss, and let's be honest, Randy Moss was way past his first-round pick days.
Yeah, he was. But
Like,
N'Keal,
he was a lot older.
N'Keal Harry is very good at catching contested balls. And let's face it, not a lot of people on this team are getting separation. So Brady's going to be throwing a lot of contested balls.
All the contested balls.
Demarius Thomas on this team?
Yeah, he is.
Looking
boy.
that way, bud.
Yeah, he is, boy.
Don't like that.
Is he okay after his car wreck and everything?
Yeah, he's way good, dude. Tore that Achilles. Oh, he's gonna fire it up right on in New England.
He's old.
So
He's
he's
old.
old, but
He's lost
we-
several steps.
Come
Yeah.
on. We said the
Again,
same thing
not a lot of
Randy
people
Moss,
getting separation on this
when
team.
Randy Moss went there. We all said the same thing.
Whoa.
I'm not saying he's Randy Moss.
I'm gonna
but
say I'm
all
a
I'm
Broncos fan, and I'm not saying that.
Okay, all I'm getting at is that Randy Moss left the Raiders and was doo-doo for years in the Raiders.
Okay.
Did nothing. He made Amari Cooper's bad games look good.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Okay.
And then he went to there and they broke records. Tom Brady's not that same quarterback.
No.
But Demarius Thomas isn't that guy. He's another contested catch guy. He's a good jump ball catcher.
The
Bubble
guy-
screens and all that. He's a bigger wide receiver.
Can he jump off that Achilles now? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't like
he won
that.
Tim Tebow playoff game.
You love Julian Edelman because in PPR he's going to finish as a low end wide receiver 1, high end wide receiver
You're
2.
taking him in the third round, though. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You're taking
No,
him in the third
yeah.
round.
And that's risky. That's
Because
risky for
his
a guy.
touchdown numbers last year were very good, and there were, I think, highs for him last year.
Yeah, and he caught a lot of passes, and there were a lot of games where he caught 7, 8 passes, and he would only catch them for 60
So
yards.
he had 6 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
He's had 7 in 2015 and 6 in 2013.
I don't like the value that he's at for his ADP.
The one good thing with Julian Edelman, though, is when Gronk wasn't there, that's when his touchdowns came.
Yeah.
And if Gronk's not there, which we don't expect him to be,
Fingers crossed.
He's not going to be that sexy wide receiver 1 or 2 on your team.
no, I just
Edelman?
traded him for a
No.
second-round pick in Dynasty, baby.
You did.
So I have 3 second-round picks, 2 number 1s and 2 number 3s.
And I offered a third for that, and I was like, that's good. No one was going to offer him a second. Well, good for you. Good for you, Joe.
Edelman's a workhorse in PPR. He's going to get you 10 for like 90 every game because he's Brady's dude. He's Brady's
boy.
guy. We know that. We know that's going to be
They both
there.
know where they played it together so long.
Right.
Julian Edelman is a converted quarterback. Let's be honest. That kind of helps with the situation too because he has he was drafted as a
He
quarterback.
stole Wes Welker's life. That's what he did.
He
Yeah.
damn sure did. He damn sure did.
And that's fair. Good
Molly
for you.
stole a little bit of Wes Welker, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's concussion stole a little bit of Wes Welker too.
The guy I like the most, honestly, for upside is Philip Dorsett.
Interesting.
He's got a great ADP. His ADP is 211. That's what I'm showing over here.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, he's a former first-round draft pick for Indianapolis. He was drafted that way for a reason. There was a lot of hype coming on out of college. Philip Dorsett is a guy who I think will embrace the Patriot way, and he's going to be a guy at that draft price I think you got to take a stab at, and you're going to feel really good with the results.
What about Maurice Harris, who had one good game with Washington Redskins last year, and we thought he was going to be their wide receiver?
Now he's a Patriot.
Now, as a Patriot,
I'm not quite ready to buy into Maurice Harris.
let me tell
just
you what
yet.
you do with the Patriots wide receivers.
Okay.
You don't draft any of them, or if you draft maybe Edelman,
Yeah, you draft him.
maybe Harry if you like him.
I don't like.
But if you do, you'd draft him, right?
Yeah, I get it, but he's a
The rest
rookie.
of them, you go into ESPN or whatever app you're in, Sleeper. You click on that little star, that little watch button, whatever it is, so you can keep an eye on them and you just watch them. Look at their target share. You don't want to draft any of these guys. You go to Roto and you put the little player news notifications for Josh Gordon out there. So as soon as he's reinstated, you can go out there.
You could snag him up.
Because if Josh Gordon comes back, I think Tom Brady really liked Josh Gordon. I think he liked what he did with that offense. Even though his numbers weren't great, the fact that he went deep and could stretch the defense helped open that offense up a lot.
I mean, yeah,
Somewhat, but Brady doesn't throw a good deep ball, and I'm pretty sure teams know that now.
No, they know that, but
So-
it's still Josh. You can't let Josh Gordon run down there wide
No,
open.
but
You
is
still have
Brady
put
going to
somebody
put
on
it in the breadbasket?
those
Not really.
570 attempts that he took last year, they got to go to somebody. They can't all go to Edelman.
And you know who some of them are going to go to? The
N'Keal
running
Harry.
backs.
Philip Dorsett. Yeah, they are. gonna
N'Keal
go.
Harry.
So
So-
let's talk about the running back.
All right. So really the two guys you're in on, and there are two of them, Michelle and James White, right?
Burkhead, we're done with Burkhead.
I think we're done with Burkhead. The injuries have just
Yeah, they
become
stacked
too
up
much.
pretty hard.
Are we watching Sony Michel's injuries for what's going on in camp if he's going to miss time for the Burkhead?
I don't think it was that big of a deal. I don't think we really have to worry about him. But I only really like Michelle in standard, and I'd rather have James White in PPR.
And we can't sleep on Damian Harris. Don't sleep on that Gouda.
All I'm getting at is that Sony Michel has injury. He has injury concerns as much as Burkhead or anything.
Yeah. Not
It's a knee.
not quite as much. But
We're freaking out because Todd Gurley has chronic knee issues.
His
But
knee's
if-
arthritic.
But if it's Sony
Sony
Michel,
Michel has no cartilage in his knee.
if he goes
He
down,
needs microfracture surgery, which is what Blake Griffin got and was out for a full year.
but if he goes down, it's Harris, Damian Harris that I would like over Burkhead.
Okay, they just drafted him this year, right?
Yeah, they just drafted him third round out of Alabama. He's
He's 5'11", 215, he a big boy.
Yeah.
He's a goal line back.
Yeah.
He could do that Mike Gillislee role.
yeah.
If he
Well, he was Mike Gillis. Was
Well,
supposed
Mike
to be.
Gillislee's problem was that he didn't want to study and know the playbook and show up on time.
Yeah, he's lazy.
And they don't play those games there.
Not New England.
James White.
What about Gaskowski? You want a piece of that?
I love Gostkowski. He's my 10th round pick. I take him over Harry any day.
You're insane.
Yep.
I love that you'll trade for him if you don't get him.
I've seen him do it.
Multiple
I
times.
know.
I love
He's
Brady.
given up like decent players. Like it was what in the Yahoo League we were in last year. You gave up a running back for him.
Yeah.
Brad drafted like 8 running backs.
Was it
in that
Ronald
league.
Jones or Peyton Barber? It was one of those Tampa Bay guys. It was somebody. Like, it wasn't great, but it was a starting running back on the team.
Yeah,
I'll
for
do it.
Gaskowski.
James White finished 7th last year.
Yes.
PPR.
So
That's
let's
insane.
talk about that. James White finished 7th. You gonna
Catches
regress?
a lot of passes.
He catches a lot of passes, but he's gonna regress.
He's
Is
going to
he,
regress
though?
from 7th. Yeah,
Is he going to regress?
yeah, from 7th. Absolutely.
Do you want
Are
him?
you
over,
sure?
Do you want him over Sony Michel in PPR?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
ADP is almost exactly the same as 50-54.
I mean, he finished ahead of guys like Melvin Gordon,
Gostkowski's
Joe
ADP
Mixon,
is
Tariq
161,
Cohen.
by the way, just so you guys know. That's way too low when you bring that up.
Who is it? James White?
Gostkowski, 161.
Gostkowski.
Bring that up.
Oh, okay.
He's barely above Demaryius Thomas. Let's get that above Tom Brady. Tom Brady, 121.
No, I don't want Tom Brady.
Meh.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll take him and try and trade him to a New England fan.
that's a good plan.
Would you take him starting for the first couple games and then try to trade him while he's running high?
No, I'm just not
Tommy
interested in Brady.
B
I like other
finished.
guys more.
He's good early and then he falls off late because he's 47,000 years old. He starts off with Pittsburgh. I'm not scared of their defense.
No,
Sunday night game against Pittsburgh. Then he goes to Miami. Not scared of that defense.
no.
Then he gets the Jets. And I don't know if you know, Jets Wikipedia says Tom Brady owns them. Then he's at Buffalo. That's the first matchup I'm a little nervous about.
I mean, he was almost the QB1 last year.
And then
He's not the worst guy you
Then he
could
goes
have.
to the Redskins. Not
Almost.
worried about that.
Almost.
Then he goes to the Giants. Not worried about that. Then he goes home against, or then he's at the Jets. Not worried about that. First 7 weeks. Not worried about a single one of those games.
Mitchell Trubisky had more points per game. Jameis Winston.
I'm not saying all
more
season.
points per game.
I'm just saying if you can,
Carson Wentz.
let's say you didn't take a quarterback in the 8th round and the quarterbacks you liked are gone. You can start him.
Well, the nice thing about Tom
And he
Terrific,
has name value.
he does. He also plays against the worst division in the league.
Doesn't have.
So it absolutely
No,
matters.
what was it?
He's going to pad his
The
stats
most
here and there.
Shallow division.
Sure, shallow division, whatever you want
He
to
has the
call
worst
it.
competition in his division
Yes.
compared to any other
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yes.
Because he plays against all the
Those
shallows.
defenses are not good.
All right. I think that pretty much
Is that
wraps
it? You
up.
dying in here? You
I'm dying,
in here?
dude. It's too hot. We got to change the location.
No,
Get
we don't.
some Nikhil Harry.
All right, so take Tom Brady, ride him for 8 weeks, trade him. Got it. That's from Josh.
Nope, I don't. Thanks for tuning in to the Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. You can hit us up on all of our social media at Empty Wagon FF. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can hit Eric up at Gunsaveld19. Brad is at Tack Jones, and I am at FF Josh Hughes. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks to Blue Spade Productions, and we love you.
We can just do it naked next time with ice packs on our balls.
Great, I'm going to have to.